Hey there, Adam here. Last week's announcement of the continuation of the Witcher series, although expected, caused quite a stir among gamers. After all, CD Projekt's best game to date will get a sequel, this time however, powered by Unreal Engine 5. After all the fuss dropped down, I experienced a feeling of insufficiency and decided to explore the topic a bit more thoroughly. So let's dive into it. According to the official information, CD Projekt Red developers have decided to use a much more accessible tool than the original Red engine, which has been the basis of most of their games so far. Interestingly, CDPR also confirmed the establishment of a long-term and comprehensive cooperation with Epic Games, which will probably translate into the quality of the final product, both in terms of visuals and technical level of the game, and also development of the UE5 itself. After all, it's no secret how difficult for the studio was to ensure stability of Cyberpunk on previous generation consoles. But let's leave this issue behind, because the mere information about the switch to Epic Games' flagship engine allows us to let our imagination run wild and think what visual fireworks of the next Witcher game will offer. But do we really have to just imagine it? The Witcher 3, released in 2015, is still regarded as one of the best looking games to this day. No wonder that the expectations of gamers in this aspect in relation to successor are very high. Therefore, the announcement of switching to UE5 rather strengthened my belief that the developers will strive to satisfy these moods. At the moment, Epic is strongly promoting the latest version of their flagship product as a truly revolutionary tool, which is to change gaming industry in a significant way. And the samples presented so far seem to confirm that position. Players have already been able to test the demo of The Matrix Awakens on current gen consoles, and I'm not going to lie when I say that it made a huge impression on those who played it. You can also check out my detailed analysis on my channel, which I encourage you to do so. In the Matrix video I discussed some of the main technologies, such as Nanite, which is a new advanced geometry system that allows to render highly detailed objects, or Lumen, which is a global dynamic lighting system that calculates in real time the behavior of light rays and their reflections. Now, let me take this moment to use a live example in the form of demonstration project provided by Epic. Let me introduce you Medieval Game Environment, a project originally based on Unreal Engine 4, but compatible with its successor. Here it's running on UE5 in default settings on my computer. Its exact specification can be found in the description of the video. The fact that it's not a dedicated version of the new engine means that we won't see here all the functionalities characteristic for the new tool, but it's enough example to illustrate the potential that it brings. The incredible details of objects, volumetric particle and lighting effects, this can be seen with a naked eye. Please keep in mind, however, that we're looking at a non-optimized build here, so pop-up of details or various glitches are easy to spot. But if we compare it directly to The Witcher 3, also running on the same hardware, the difference in visuals are quite stunning, aren't they? Personally, I'm betting that the CDPR team will use assets of the highest quality, probably using the benefits of photogrammetry, which will certainly translate into photorealistic graphics. The aforementioned Lumen system is also important in this regard. The Witcher 3 has already pleased our eyes with the impressive changes of time of day and night. That's why I won't be surprised by the implementation of ray tracing. It remains an open question as how this option will work on current gen consoles, because I have no illusion that the real beauty will deliver us on PC, equipped with appropriate graphics chips. Of course, UE5 isn't all advantages, it has a few significant flaws at the moment which could certainly pose a challenge to CDPR's programmers. One such flaw is the limited functionality of the object's deformation mesh. In the case of The Matrix Awakens, this manifested itself in problems with deformation of car bodywork, for example as a result of car crashes. There it was solved by immediate transformation into rasterized objects at the moment of impact. In case of The Witcher, we are unlikely to see car chases, of course, so this problem may manifest on other levels, such as vegetation reacting to contact with the character. Of course, not every game has to have such a feature, but a title about hunting monsters in deep of the forest begs for it, especially a game aspiring to be called photorealistic. At least that's how I imagine it. Another technology I'm counting on use is the famous virtual character editor called Metahuman. Recalling the characters from The Witcher 3, I remember how they could look wooden, for example during the conversations, thus emphasizing their artificiality. The new tool will allow the creators to breathe some soul into even the simplest NPCs, thanks to the facial expressions or even animation of their movement. I'm really looking forward to this. Unreal Engine 5 also boasts a built-in physics module called Chaos. Its, let's call it, sub-modules calculate destruction, ragdolls, liquid behavior, hair simulation or clothing physics. In short, I'm hoping we'll see a big leap in quality of these aspects compared to the previous game in the series. Before we finish this wishlist, I'd like to mention performance. Epic has developed image upscaling technology for its engine called Temporal Super Resolution, which works on similar principle to Nvidia's DLSS, except that unlike DLSS, it doesn't require dedicated hardware integrated into a GPU. All that's required is a shader model 5.0 capable device, which is basically most GPUs available today, including current-gen consoles of course. This should result in smoother animations and much crisper graphics. And that's a list of some of my most anticipated attributes that I hope will characterize the visuals of The Witcher 4, or whatever the game is going to be called. I trust that Unreal Engine 5 will allow the artist from CDPR to provide a masterpiece which, just like its predecessor, will go down in the history of gaming. Now, I'll leave you with the short walkthrough of the demo so you can enjoy the visuals. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers!